Who are the people involved in the real estate transaction? Due to the explosion of the amount of relevant information consumers need to know about real estate, more people and more specialized professionals now need to be involved in supporting, understanding, and processing that information for the buyer or seller. Here are a few of the people involved in a real estate transaction and a brief description of what their function is during the buying and selling process. The listing agent is the agent who represents the seller. This is the real estate professional that has a contract with the seller of a house to advertise and market the property for sale. The listing agent owes undivided loyalty to the seller and deals fairly with the buyers. The selling agent is the agent who works with the buyer. A selling agent may represent the buyer or may be a representative of the seller. Traditionally, we think of realtors working only for the seller of a property. However, realtors can also be retained to work for the buyer just as easily. This practice is becoming more and more prevalent as home buyers ask for additional services and request representation from realtors as their advocate to assist them in the purchase of their home. A mortgage broker. This is the person that is between the borrower and a lender and is responsible for arranging and packaging the loan application. Because mortgage brokers can and do work with almost unlimited number of lending institutions, they are able to offer more loan options to most borrowers. A mortgage banker. A mortgage banker is basically a bank that only does mortgage transactions. They're a combination of a broker and a bank in that they fund their own loans, whereas a broker will have various lenders to work with. No matter which way you choose to go, mortgage broker or banker, a good tip is to compare rates and fees and then compare references. After all, this is the person responsible for presenting your financial situation to the lender. The home inspector. Their job is to inspect the quality and condition of the dwelling and site and to report any problems they uncover to the potential buyer or lender. Generally, the home inspector will inspect the wiring, the structural integrity of the house, which of course is the foundation, roof, siding, windows, basements, etc., mechanicals, or plumbing, septic, heating, and electrical, crawl space into the attic, inspect the framing, the roof sheathing, and the insulation where visible. They will also check the appliances and report their findings. Typically, the inspector prepares a written report that indicates the overall condition of the house, itemizing areas of concern. The appraiser. An appraiser's job is to determine what a property's value is and then writes a report which substantiates how he or she came to that amount. Appraisers need to know some of the same things a home inspector discovers, but an appraiser's primary concern is the value of the property. Obviously, the condition, size, and location of the house plays a big role in its value, but a great many other factors do as well. Although appraisers give the house a looking over, they are not home inspectors. Surveyor. The surveyor takes measurements of the property to identify your property lines. After measurements and research are analyzed, the surveyor can determine the boundary of the property and gives you a professional opinion as to where boundaries of your property are. Most lenders require that a survey be obtained showing the location of the residence, other structures, and fixtures such as fences on the property, and that they are all within the boundaries of the property. Attorney. The purchase and subsequent sale of your home will most likely be the largest financial transactions of your life. An attorney is best able to advise you of the contract document or of potential problems with the transaction itself and help answer or solve these problems prior to you entering into a legally binding contract. An attorney's role in real estate transactions may include consultation prior to the signing of a contract, the actual preparation of the contract or approval of one already prepared, the examination of title and survey to the property, preparation, examination, and explanation of closing documents, presiding over the closing of the transaction, and supervising the post-closing details. Buying and selling a home is a significant event. It normally requires the services of a number of professionals like the ones we've just covered. To assure that the transaction is handled efficiently and accurately, it's important to work with professionals and understand the services they provide.